Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray, brought to you proudly by Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Barton Power Sports, Sportsman's Warehouse, and Best Care Home Services.
Good Saturday morning. Welcome to Outdoors with Larry Ray. And don't change that dial. This really is Outdoors with Larry Ray. This is co-host Bill Cooksey. And up next, this is going to be interesting because for a long time, I was kind of out of the loop on this program. And I kept hearing there's this fast-growing group of people in hunting. Mm-hmm. And I thought, well, kids. No, it's not kids. And then my organization, National Wildlife Federation, has set up their own program within it for this group that this company serves, and that's women. Women are the fastest-growing segment in the hunting industry. And we want to welcome Kirstie Pike. She's the founder, CEO, and imperial overlord of Proas Hunting Apparel for Women.
Like the Grand High Potentate.
Well, you did wonderful.
I'm pretty highfalutin, huh?
Yeah, she is highfalutin. I can't spell falutin, but I can spell high. But great job, Bill Cooksey. First, I thought it was going to be your show when you started off there, And
I just had to slide it in.
I had to leave the building here, But great introduction. Was that okay, Kirstie?
That was fantastic.
There you go.
In fact, I love that.
Well, see there? Okay. Well, she's going to love it even more. But, hey, it's hard to believe, Kirstie, 10 years. You gave up a nursing career, which I guess you figured that was going to be your life, but you also had such a passion for the outdoors. And I remember that you went into a big box store and saw there was nothing to wear for women, and you came back with this idea, and 10 years later, now you become the highfalutin and imperial overlord of a company here. So talk a little bit about the growth of the company, and then also I know you got some great new products for women in 2018. I really love these gloves you've got coming out. I don't know if they're out yet or not, but great idea. So tell our listeners a little bit about the company itself, and then we'll kind of jump into what's new from Proas.
Well, first of all, I definitely appreciate you humoring with the Imperial Overlord thing. So, I mean, I don't get a lot of that, but
okay.
I appreciate when there's a bite on it. So,
okay.
Thank you.
All right.
I think we just became best friends.
Oh, no, we've always been friends. Come on, I was there from the start now. Come on now. So
you have been there from the start.
That's right.
So, yeah, Proas is around. This is our 10th year, and we are so happy to announce that. I think in light of the industry, we're the only women's-only company that's still really pushing and going forward and doing well. It's exciting, and we've had so many changes over the years, and going from retail to a direct sales model and back to just a little bit of retail with Shields and still a direct model, and really working with that sisterhood of women, which is incredible out there. And so with this year, we have a new sourcing partnership, and we are working with Veil Camo now with our new exclusive Cumbre pattern.
Cumbre,
which we're hoping, Cumbre.
Yes.
So we're hoping to be able to sub-license that out for women's products, no longer needing pink and purple, which is a market for some women, but not for most.
Right. And so that's is it out yet? I mean,
it is out now. We are just getting it on the shelves in the warehouse right now. It's in, like I said, Shields is our exclusive retailer with our new stuff, so you'll be able to see that in 18 of the Shields stores. And we're a few pieces are kind of trickling in a little bit late, but pretty much the bulk of the assortment's in.
And again, we're talking to Kirstie Pike. She is the founder and CEO of Proas Hunting Apparel, based out of Gunnison, Colorado. And so let's look at 10 years. Are you where you wanted to be? Are you past that? Has it been something that said, I wanted to go back to nursing? I mean, talk about, because I think you're way past what maybe you expected. I don't know if I'm right or not, but you guys are at the front.
We are. It's. I have a life motto, jokingly, that if you set the bar low, all you have to do is step over it. But and so it's easy. Success is so easy. But no, honestly, I never foresaw this company doing what it did, and through the fluxes in the industry over the last 10 years, we've had to readapt and become nimble, and we've just been really lucky with great partnerships and great staff and great support from the ladies and the media. I mean, you guys are the ones who definitely keep us rolling. And I think that's really helped keep us out in the forefront and winning the industry. It's a big deal, and I'm so proud to be part of it. I can't take all the credit for it, but I'm proud to be part of it.
So when you go to high school reunions there at Gunnison High School, and they say, "Well, what do you do, Kirstie?" Well,
I do tell them, and I get a lot of blank stares, which is really funny. And then I just make some other joke and roll on.
Just keep it going, because the first thing they're probably going to ask you, "What is Proas?"
They do, and then I get the typical question I get is, "What do you do?" I say, "We manufacture women's hunting clothes." And they say, "For women?"
Oh, well, yeah.
Well, that would be the women part of that. And then either people who are involved in the industry or hunt think it's a really cool thing, and people who have no idea are just kind of flummoxed by it.
Well, I know where you were born and raised. You're still there. You're in Gunnison. It's an area that I know that you probably started your hunting career, I assume, at a fairly early age, because, boy, there are some great trout streams all around you, and there's some great hunting all around you, and on the western slopes of the Rockies, as Dave Gabbard said earlier. So you had that advantage. So tell our listeners out there about how you got into hunting.
Well, interestingly, I'm probably one of the few, or I guess we're seeing more and more women start a little later in life. I didn't start hunting until I was probably in my mid-20s, when my kids were past their toddler years. My husband is an outfitter here, and I never had any interest, and finally I tried it and loved it, and that's just kind of where it started. Funny. And as you mentioned, I was a nurse, and that's what I thought I'd do the rest of my life, and loved it. And this kind of happened by accident and good fortune, or bad fortune some days. But
yes,
but it really came up. I'm proud that it's still here.
And the name itself, Proas.
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean?
It is actually Gaelic for prowess.
That's
which
what
is
I thought.
Kind of a cool.
Yeah. Which is the cool name, because people ask, well, what does that mean now? So for 2018, you mentioned to me you got some new light midweight gloves. You got those out. I've been wondering when you would come out with some gloves that are really nice, and I look at your other new products here, and I see that I'm assuming that how many people you got on your pro staff?
Oh, my goodness. We have probably 127 women.
Yes.
Wow.
Through the different, we have pro staff, field staff, hunt staff. So basically just working on everyone who just loves the brand and supports it. It's all women. And
I'm assuming you get requests to be on the pro staff, don't you?
We do. And I think the one thing that's made Proas so successful is that we're able to talk to women, and women just have a really unique sisterhood out there. I can't think of a better term than that. And that they're very connected and very social and very brand loyal, which is always a very nice thing.
Yes.
If they're not loyal to you, then it's not. But it's the women in the industry that are so fantastic.
Well, you try to stay abreast of what they need. Before, and Bill will vouch for this, Dave will about, Gene will say that. I can remember when me and my wife hunted, or she started hunting before I did, believe it or not, and she was wearing, I think maybe her father's coveralls or something along that line. And Bill, you know that.
Well, yeah, and I was going to say, last week in New Orleans, there was a clothing company there, and I won't mention any names, but Erin Brown, who works with me out of our New Orleans office, a young lady who loves to hunt, she asked if they were planning to do any women's clothing in the future, and the guy said, we have looked at it, and we're scared to death of it, because not only are all the cuts different and everything else, but you have to go in, if you want to do it right, and even where and how you pad and insulate is different, and it's just, you're not just making a new size run.
Right.
When you want to make women's clothing.
No, you can't do that. And I think a lot of companies have tried that and not done well. You really, as you mentioned, the fit's entirely different. I mean, men can't wear, maybe some do, I don't know, but men can't really comfortably wear women's pants and vice versa. We're just made differently. And I mean, if you want to wear them on Friday night, I'm not going to judge you on that, but
No.
But it is, and we thermoregulate differently. Our patterns are different. The way that we function and hold heat is entirely different. You have to build around that. It is actually kind of scientific, and that's where I think my nursing career kind of helped come in to play on some of that too. And it's important, and it's hugely important. Fit for women is very personal.
Yeah.
Because if it doesn't fit, they're frustrated, and we've tried to do our best job on coming up with lines that accommodate as many body types as possible. You can't do everything for everybody, but you do the very best you can, and back it up with top-notch customer service.
Well, Dave Gabbard, one of my co-hosts, his wife just retired as a nurse for how many years?
30.
30 years. And everything.
Oh man! Cheers to her. That's amazing.
Yeah, and I'm assuming.
While Kristen is talking about this, I can remember, back in the '80s. Remember up at Natchez Trace, we had the women's only.
Oh
hunt.
Yeah, we had the women's only hunt.
42,000 acre WMA. We used to have a women's quota hunt, just women.
Yeah.
And
wow,
that was,
when they showed up.
That was a hodgepodge of what they were wearing. Most of them had on their, an old pair of men's coveralls.
Yeah,
yeah.
Well, that's literally all that there was. I mean, and so it's really hard to know. I mean, when I started hunting, I didn't have anything, and I would just wear my running clothes, and it would be bright blue and black pants and my running shoes.
Well, we really appreciate you taking time on this Saturday morning. Folks, tell our listeners out there, Kirstie, where they can go find information about your clothing.
It's available on our website at proishunting.com, and it's pretty fairly loaded up now. And then, again, if you check on our store locator on our website, it'll tell you what Shield stores we're in. So we're in 18 of the Shield stores currently. And some of them aren't necessarily filled up yet, but they will be in within the week or so.
Sounds good. Thank you, Kirstie. We always appreciate having you on the phone, Kirstie. And just tell everybody hello, and we'll stay in touch and try to keep my wife happy, okay?
That sounds terrific. I can do that. Thanks, you guys.
Thank you, Kirstie. We'll see you. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right. Let's take a break. Bill did a great job of the introduction. Now we'll switch over to the Grand Poobah himself over there, Dave Gabbard, will introduce our next guest. There we go. Let's take a break. Be right back.